All right, afternoon everyone. This afternoon we've got someone down who has played a major part at the Box Hill Footy Club. Cal Porter. Cal has been captain of Box Hill Footy Club over the last 3 years, first arriving in 2021, and he's got some news to share. So, Ports, over to you, mate.
Thanks, Miz. It probably won't be news to a lot of blokes I've sort of played with or those I've spoke to, but I've sort of been, umming and ahhing over the pre-season, not really knowing what next year looked like, but it turns out so that the prelim final last year is going to be my last game for the footy club, so taking a step back, playing some local footy this year, and pretty tough decision, to be honest. It's a club, as Miz said, I've been lucky enough to lead the last 3 years, and that's probably been the highlight of my career, to be honest, is being captain of this footy club. But yeah, just for a few personal reasons and other things in my life, I just think it's the right time for me to do something different. But very much still a Box Hill person. Didn't want to be playing anywhere else, particularly in the VFL. I just think for me, this is the best time. But really thankful for Miz inviting me down. I sort of was hoping I could sail off into the sunset with no fuss and no speech and just not make a big song and dance about it, but he thought the group might benefit from me coming down and sort of convinced me that way. So in saying that, I still think I'm very fortunate to be up here speaking and sort of just speaking to you guys a bit about my journey and a bit about what Box Hill means to me. And not many people get to do that, so I'm still very thankful and very fortunate. And I suppose when I think back to my journey, I sort of probably go back to my original days at the Bulldogs. And it's funny, JJ's in the room. If you want to know what I was like back there, ask him. There's some interesting stories, I'm sure. I think about Box Hill and I think of gratitude, and that's probably the main word I think of, because when I got to the Bulldogs, I think I was 69 kilos inside mid and rocked up competing every day against the midfield. Like, you've got 195 centimetre, 95 kilo Marcus Bontempelli, and you've got, Josh Dunkley, Jack McRae, Libba, other guys at the time. I thought, geez, I'm a fair way off this, and didn't play a lot of great VFL footy for Footscray, to be honest, at the start of my career, and sort of was someone who just needed a bit more time. But I was pretty fortunate that I got to play a lot of games because I was AFL listed. I was really well supported from a development space and was able to play a couple of seasons, and, playing as a full-time mid and touching the ball 10 times, probably not great going, but I sort of come good eventually. But sort of, developed, and, I'm sure there's a lot of you in the room too at a similar age feel like you've got a lot of development left in you, but I think this is probably the best place for you to be to work on that. Obviously, the facilities are amazing, but the actual program, the people, the coaches, the players, the experienced guys are still in the room. Make sure you really lean on those guys. And, I was lucky enough to have those people, and you guys definitely have that here as well. But I think what I'm really grateful for is, after getting delisted, getting off an AFL list and, not really achieving what I would have liked to, Box Hill was there to sort of pick me back up, and they took me from, I suppose, that guy who was sort of struggling at VFL level, probably more focused on being liked by my teammates and being respected in a way. Like I still did a bit of it here, but I'd sort of get up and tell jokes, and I'd, focus on, I sort of knew my footy, at that stage wasn't up to it. How can I sort of still be a part of it? And I thought connecting with the group in that way was sort of, looking back, maybe a way that I did that. So I built really great connections, relationships, but my footy didn't get to where I wanted to. But then when I got to Box Hill, they sort of helped me find that balance. Focus more on not just being liked, but being respected. So I suppose when I came here, I worked really hard, and I probably, even in my first year, took a bit of time to learn that lesson. I sort of wanted to use Box Hill as a bit of a springboard to try to get another AFL opportunity or to push myself, which I think is quite a healthy thing. But the quicker I switched from that mindset to, as I said, a bit more of a balance between earning the respect of my teammates, being liked as well, they're both important. But as soon as I got that balance right, with the mentorship of some key people, I felt like I really found my feet. And they sort of turned me, the footy club, Box Hill, sort of turned me into someone who was you know, damaged goods in a way, had a lot of injuries, delisted to, you know, best and fairest winner captain, 100 VFL games, and, you know, I didn't really think that would be the case. So even though I did have time on a list, I think this club really, from an on-field point of view, like, really helped me in that way. And there are a couple of key guys in that. Like, I was a Hawthorn supporter growing up, so to be coached by Sam Mitchell was such a thrill. Andy Collins was the senior assistant at the time, and Clint Proctor, who'd coached the next year. Like, these were some key guys at the footy club, and I moved over with Fergus Green and Benny Cavara, who I'd played with at the Bulldogs as well, and made so many great friendships with other guys along the way at the footy club too. A lot of them are in the room that I've played with last year and beyond, and Stewie, probably the one I've played the most footy with, has just been, yeah, amazing for me. And I'd referenced all the other stuff I'd achieved here, but that's probably not the best bit about playing for Box Hill or playing footy. It's the relationships I've got with guys like Stu and a few of those other guys I mentioned. You know, the group chats that we're still pretty active in, they're very good fun. You know, like all of that stuff and the relationships you build is definitely the best thing. And then the other thing was just around, you know, I suppose setting culture is really important, and you guys as players, like, you guys are the ones that drive that. You know, whether it is the Dumpling King on a Tuesday night, or it's little standards that we used to do out on the track. You know, we'd be passing the bottles around before you have a sip yourself, running out together. You know, the pre-game playlist, I don't know what's going to happen there, but you know, you run out songs, all of that. Whether it's on-field, off-field, any traditions, rituals, you know, memories, I really encourage you guys to tip into those. And I think we're at an exciting stage now where you guys get to decide that. But I just really encourage you to take that with both hands and really connect. And whether you're, you know, an older player, like, look for someone who's, you know, maybe a younger version of yourself, or people you see similar qualities with, and really bring them along and teach them. Like, I've worked a lot with Jai Peacock, who's in the room, which, you know, I've really got a big thrill out of. Maxie Hall before him, and a lot of guys I thought, I see a lot of myself in them, and it's been really rewarding. And I know that, you know, whether it's a Stu Horner with a Turk, you know, young backs, you're really modelling their game on some experienced guys, like, really foster those relationships. If everyone focused on making someone else's experience better, I think that's what sets the culture and makes it a really good place. But yeah, from my point of view, that's just a few words of wisdom, I suppose, from me, if you'd take it as that. But I just wanted to wish you guys all the best. And as much as I wanted to sail off into the sunset with no fuss, I feel very lucky that I got to come back and say thank you and sort of properly exit the footy club. Not that I'm, you know, going anywhere. I'll be watching and very much a Box Hill person for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to, take the time to reflect on my journey a little bit, and thanks for having me.
Jai, he mentioned you as a mentor.
Yeah.
What was he like? What were some of the things that you respected about Ports, and what were some of the things that he taught you?
I think I came into the club a pretty quiet sort of kid, and then didn't really know anyone here. And right from the first session, Ports sort of brought me under his wing, and was someone that I could really go to for feedback. Talking to him about where I'm at with my footy, and even things outside of footy, which was always really appreciated. During the seasons and all that, like every Thursday night we jump in before training, watch some vision. I was probably nowhere near playing, and he sort of helped me improve to get to somewhere where I could be in a position to play. And it's something that I'll always be grateful for, because he's a big reason that I'm still here today and the player that I am. So, thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Trent, you played some footy with Ports along the way. What was he?
Yeah, played a fair bit against him, played a fair bit with him. Just one of the biggest competitors I know. Probably the toughest VFL player that I've played against, one-on-one. He can scrap you, he can be dirty behind play, he can and get away with it, but then you finish the game and he's the nicest bloke you'll come across. And only played, 15 games or whatever last year with you, but yeah, it was the most enjoyable year I've had, and I think you're a big part of why I had so much fun and why a lot of people just enjoyed last year as a whole and the last few years. But yeah, just a great man. I think you'll be missed. So.
Nice, well said. JJ, you can share any of those stories, mate, early days? Is there anything that...
Make sure the cameras are on. Paul's always had massive energy, and especially in the locker rooms, he would get the boys going. And yeah, it's credit to you and a great career, and yeah, very proud.
Thanks, mate.
Stuart, you probably played the most with Ports, mate. You want to wrap up and the final say on?
Yeah, it's probably hard to summarise and pretty short because he's such a long and incredible career he's had here, mate. But I think Port summed it up pretty well himself when he said just trying to make everyone else's experience better. I think everyone in the room who knows Ports can reflect on that he's managed to do that on and off the field. The energy he brought to the club, the love he brought to the club, I've never seen it in such a place where everyone who walks in feels comfortable, and I think that's a full credit to you, mate. And then running out of the field, mate, there's no one, I'm lucky enough to have done it with you a number of times, and there's no one I'd rather have running out there leading us. So yeah, congratulations to what you've achieved, mate. It's a pretty special career.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Ports, you tipped in a lot, mate. You got the most out of yourself as a player. Number one, first and foremost, the way you attacked your career, and as you heard, boys, setback after setback, it wasn't an easy road, right? Found himself on an AFL list, went through challenges, came to Box Hill to try and find that opportunity at AFL level again. But what he's found through Box Hill in terms of the culture that he's built, the friendships that he's made, the memories that he's got, what he's meant to this place has been significant, mate. So I reckon you got a hell of a lot out of your time here, and we wish you all the best for your next journey, mate. As you said, you'll still be around the place, so don't be a stranger. Make sure you come back, get in the rooms, check out that playlist for whoever's going to be on that next, and give them some advice and feedback. Yeah, good luck. Well done, mate. Pardon me, Sam. I've left my whistle on my computer.